right. Oh, so I have my audio working finally. So, good day. Today, Thursday, the 4th of November, 2021. Apologize for the past couple of days, but I didn't realize until yesterday when I was doing my stream that none of the audio was working. Nothing was coming through. No microphone, no game audio, nothing. Just video. So yesterday, I spent an hour and a half trying to get Forza Horizon 4 working. And during that time, I was just talking away on the microphone, and only to realize that after I ended the stream and I went back to listen to it, there was no audio. It was just me sitting here flapping my gums for a good hour and a half. And yeah, okay. So figured it out. Figured out how to get the audio working. Um, and I figured out why I couldn't get Forza Horizon 4 to play at all. As it turned out, for the past couple of days, I've been trying to get Forza Horizon 4 up and running on my PC. I'm running, of course, Windows 11. I am on an insider's build of Windows 11, the developer build, um, just because I like to do that. And I just couldn't figure out why, of all the games I had, Forza Horizon 4 would not start. Click on it, it would go to, it would open up, and then the screen would turn black, and then it would crash right back to the desktop. Turn some light on here. There we go. And I'm sitting there, and I'm okay. Well, let me go through all of the settings of the app or whatever. So I go in there and I do an application repair under Windows. That didn't work. Okay, well, let me reset the app. That didn't work. Well, let me turn off developer mode. That didn't work. Let me go ahead and do a PowerShell and just reinitialize all of the applications because this was an upgrade from Windows 10 to Windows 11. And so I figured, okay, well, maybe something got corrupted. So let me go ahead and reinitialize all the applications under PowerShell for Windows 11. That didn't work. It's like, oh, crap. Let me uninstall and reinstall. And I have the Ultimate Edition of Forza Horizon 4, and that's 100 and no, that's about 99 gigabytes of data that has to be re-downloaded. And I'm not running. We don't have cable internet out here. We don't have um, fiber to house or fiber to curb or fiber whatsoever. We're just on straight up DSL. And it's only a 50 megabit download DSL. And I say only because there are other people out there that, obviously have it worse than I do because, the United States, when it comes to internet access, is a third world country. Um, but it does take a while to download 99 gigabytes worth of data. That was an all night thing. So got it re-downloaded again today. So earlier this morning I was okay, let's see if it works now. And it still would not start. It would just open up, go to black screen, and then crash. And it's like, okay, let me just screw around with my video drivers, and maybe it's a video driver thing because Windows loves to go ahead and install driver updates in the background even though you don't want it to. So downloaded DDU, display driver uninstaller, ran that in safe mode, uninstalled my AMD because I did notice that Windows had updated the AMD drivers because When you download the AMD Radeon Adrenalin software directly from the AMD website, you have a tab up there for record and stream. But when you download it, when it gets downloaded from Windows Update, that record and stream tab is not on there. It is gone. So it's like, okay, Windows updated in the background, even though I had it set not to do so. But because I am running an insider build of Windows 11, it does update quite frequently. So therefore, obviously, on a recent update, it must have just reset my settings for not downloading those driver updates. So reset that again. Went into safe mode, uninstalled AMD drivers running DDU, reset everything to scratch, restarted, installed AMD. The most recent drivers that came out, 2111 dot one, I think that is. Um, yeah, I believe it's 2111. Let's see here. Open home. What version? Yeah, 2111.1. This is the most recent one that AMD released. This one specifically for one of the key updates that was mentioned in the release notes is compatibility or better performance for Forza Horizon 5. So downloaded that, have that installed, and went back and okay, now let's run Forza Horizon 4. No, wouldn't do it. Launched, black screen, crashes to desktop. And just absolutely frustrating and aggravating because it was to the point where am I going to have to re-image my entire system again? Um, and as it turns out, a little bit of Googling or Binging, I do use Bing because I like my Microsoft reward points. Um, I run antivirus. I run Sophos, Sophos, antivirus software. And lo and behold, according to one of the sites that I found, Forza Horizon 4 will not run with Sophos running. So, which is just why? Why would you set your software to do that? Why would you have your game? I mean, Forza Horizon 3 works fine. Can't run Forza Horizon 5 yet because it's not yet released officially. So why would you program Forza Horizon 4 not to run with antivirus software? So I had to disable the entire suite of my Sophos Home Premium that I have. Um, Once I had that all disabled, ran Forza Horizon 4, and now it runs. I went through all of that. I went through the re-download, everything, only to find out it was an antivirus issue. Just, ah, I'm sure a lot of you know the pain of just figuring out what is going on with Windows, right? And before anybody starts spouting Linux, run Linux, run wine in Linux. No, not going to happen. Uh, as much as Linux has kind of progressed, and it's still not something that a normal everyday user would just be comfortable running. As much time that I have that might have available for free time, I am retired, so I don't do much other than this. Uh, I do have a lot of stuff I do around the house that now that I have the free time that I do want to get done, weather permitting, that, prevents me from tinkering around with Linux and stuff. And, most of these games anyway, are Windows, just the way it is. So anyway, so what you see on my screen here is my Xbox Windows app. I do have an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I am on that because hey, free games every month, and then just playing games without actually having to buy them outright, costing nothing other than a download. I do mainly game on my Xbox. I have an Xbox Series X that I got on launch day. I was fortunate when the pre-orders went up live in September. I was very fortunate to get one through the Microsoft Store. Um, so I do game mostly on my Series X. I used to game mostly on PC, but since I picked up an Xbox One, I kind of migrated from PC to the Xbox, and then went from the Xbox One to the Xbox One X when that came out. And I was fortunate enough to get a launch edition of that. I have the Scorpio edition of the One X. And I was hoping, because the One X code name was Scorpio, Series X code name Ruby. So I was kind of hoping that, like they did with the One X with the Scorpio edition launch, that there would be a Series X launch edition, maybe something along the lines of Ruby. And unfortunately, no, they did not do that. For whatever reasons Microsoft had, probably due to the COVID supply shortages, supply chain issues, stuff like that. That might have had something to do with that, but still, was kind of, really hoping for that. But with my Series 1X, along with the Seagate 1 terabyte, the SSD external drive that I managed to get as well, I do game mostly on that. I play Elder Scrolls Online. I used to play World of Warcraft. Did that online here on the PC, of course, obviously PC only. But kind of fell out of World of Warcraft when they started doing some of this other world stuff. It just kind of lost. I just kind of lost interest because it just didn't feel like World of Warcraft anymore. Um, so went from there, and then with Game Pass, when Elder Scrolls Online came on Game Pass for the Xbox, I did download that and started playing that, and was really quite surprised how actually easy it is to play using a controller. You would think, Elder Scrolls being an MMO, keyboard be the way to go. And the Series X, now you can use a keyboard and mouse with your console now. But still, I just got used to playing ESO Online with a controller. So, did buy, of course, Elder Scrolls Online. I have the chapters. I bought that stuff. With the Game Pass subscription, you did get a discount, and of course, they were putting them on sale as well. Bethesda was having these sales with that, so bought um, did buy the the not the updates, but the expansions. I did buy those on sale, and then also with the latest being Blackwood, did buy that. did finish that Blackwood expansion on the Xbox. I was playing that really almost nonstop. Um, I do have Elder Scrolls for the PC. I do not have Blackwood for the PC. I only have ah, Grey Wolf. Um, the previous expansion for the PC through Steam, and I do have a my Elite 1 controller that I have tied into my PC. I mean, I could play it on the PC, but it's not crossplay. You can't play a character on the Series X or on the Xbox and expect it to be available on the PC. Same thing with the PlayStation. None of that stuff is crossplay. Um, Whatever you play on the Xbox is Xbox only, PlayStation is PlayStation only, and Elder Scrolls is PC only. And it's disappointing. It is a little bit aggravating. I can understand a little bit of the reasoning behind it, but still, having to buy different editions for each of the, for each of the systems is a little expensive. And then having to, play each of them separately. So my main on my Xbox, it's my main. If I play on the PC, I have to start over again from scratch, and so I just haven't done that. So been mainly gaming mainly on my Xbox. I could easily, I guess, stream doing my Xbox, but I don't have a game capture card. So, and I want to leave my Series X in the living room because I like gaming on my 75-inch TV. It is nice. It is 4K. My monitors here are 1440p at 144 hertz. So that's where I game at here on my system. Running AMD 3800X with a 5700 XT Radeon. So not the latest and greatest on my system. I did build system for my son as well as my wife. They are running the latest and greatest. So I built mine in 2019. I built theirs in 2020. I was able to build mine pretty quickly because in 2019 we really didn't have the issues of shortages and overpriced, and I mean overpriced right now, gear. But now, with supply chain issues, tariffs for the United States for stuff coming out of China, and just the ridiculous pricing of graphics cards. Oh, it's insane. So I had to buy this stuff piecemeal for them. My son running an AMD 5600X along with a NVIDIA 3060 Ti, 32 gigs of RAM. My wife running a 5800X 3060 Ti at 32 gigs of RAM. I'm running 32 gigs of RAM. And then I also upgraded my home server. I do have a home server that I use as a media server from within the house. Um, I started into the Windows Home Server when you were able to get Windows Media Center with Windows XP. I started with that and was running Windows Media Center as our main display thing for the living room. And when unfortunately when Windows Media Center went away, which was disappointing, but when that went away, migrated over to Media Browser, which is now called EMBY, EMBY. I did try to run Plex for a little bit, but I found EMBY to be a little bit more familiar for me coming from Media Browser and really more just in tune with what I needed to do. Plex is good, but to me at the beginning it seemed like a little bit of nickel and diming with the Plex for, oh, if you wanted to do this, you need to pay for this. If you want to use it for that, you need to pay for that, stuff like that. So I just kept with MB. I do have a lifetime supporter license with MB, and if I wanted to stream to my phone while I'm out on the go, I'm not paying anything extra. I have that availability, so I stream MB within the house and on the go. So I know I have family out in Massachusetts that I have an account set up for that they stream off my MB server here within the house. So, and it works pretty good. So we went from the original Windows Home Server, which was built on the 2003 server system, went from that to Windows Home Server 2011. And then Microsoft kind of dropped the home server business. Apparently, I guess it wasn't really doing well for them to put that much time, effort, and money into it. And I guess they're not getting that return of investment. So went from there to Server 2012 Release 2. Um, and then 2012 started getting a little bit long in the tooth. So upgraded that to Windows Server 2016, running MB through that. I also use Sonar, Radar, as well as SAB NZBD for downloading and stuff like that, and keeping up to date with TV shows and movies and stuff like that. And then with 2016, I did upgrade to Windows Server 2019 Essentials, which was a little bit difficult because it dropped the dashboard that was available, the Essentials dashboard that was available in the Windows Servers 2016 and earlier. You had a nice dashboard set up under that. So Windows Server 2019 running that, and it was just a little bit, to be honest, overkill for a home server system. And when all I'm doing is just pushing media for the house. So, and then when I upgraded the server hardware, I was running into issues because, like an idiot, beforehand I was running Intel and I wasn't having any issues. But I figured, okay, AMD, you know, king of the house at that time, on top of Intel, squashing Intel. So upgraded my server to AMD, running a 5800X on there. 32 gigs of RAM, which I will upgrade to 64 gigs here eventually. Um, and I'm running, I did not upgrade the video card because, again, it's really a home server. So not a video card is kind of only necessary if you're doing transcoding for on the go. But within the house is all direct play. So all that direct play is going to be done on the end device. I used to run a computer in the living room to push media to the display through my receiver, but changed that to running an NVIDIA Shield Pro. Not the regular Shield, but the Shield Pro, because the Shield Pro will push direct play on 4K, along with, Dolby Atmos, and Dolby DTS HD and Dolby True HD, all of that being direct play. My receiver is capable of handling all of that stuff and push in that stuff to my TV. My receiver is a 4K direct push through. I'm running a Denon, so no issues there. Um, I was running my Xbox Series X through my receiver through to the TV, but ended up getting one of those Hue light things for the TV that goes behind the TV. So it expands that. It's a Hue sync box that will sync the display with the Hue light strip that goes around the TV, so it expands the lighting around the TV to match what's being played on the TV. So, which kind of makes it a little bit easier on the eyes to watch and almost expands that what you're watching, right? But the Hue Sync box does not do 120 hertz, only does 4K 60. My TV, it's an LG. It's a little bit older. It's a 9 series, C9 series LG. Um, does do 4K 120. Surprising. I did not know that because it doesn't mention that anywhere on the manuals or anything like that. It's one of those things where if you plug the Xbox Series X directly into the TV and then run eARC from the TV down to the receiver to push the audio out, it will display 4K 120. So I was doing that for a little bit, um, playing Ori and just seeing that 120 hertz refresh rate. I'll be honest with you, 58 and a half years old. Am I seeing a hell of a lot of difference between 4K 60 and 4K 120? No, not really. Not really. Especially when I'm sitting probably around, 10 feet back from the television. I'm not seeing that big of a difference. So the Xbox gets plugged into the Hue Sync, so I get the added lighting, syncing, LED lighting around the TV. Um, so 4K NVIDIA Shield and then Windows Home Server. But when I installed Windows Server 2019 onto the AMD, and I'm running a ASRock Tai Chi motherboard. I liked it because it came with a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port, which I want to kind of get the house upgraded on the speed for the internal network here. Most of the stuff around the house, because I did run Cat 6 cabling, Cat 6e cabling through the house. Me and the wife did that last year. So that was a lot of fun crawling up there in the attic, running that cable around. So now we're pushing Ethernet all throughout the house. No having to utilize Wi-Fi. The only thing we use the Wi-Fi for really is basically our phones um, to connect through, whatever we have to do here. We don't have cell service out here. We do live out in the boonies. So there is no cellular service, so we do rely on Wi-Fi calling with our phones. So we do push AC Wi-Fi 6 standard Wi-Fi through the house, but we don't stream using Wi-Fi. The only time where we're streaming Wi-Fi within the house is really to the phone, or maybe to a laptop if we're running a laptop or a Surface device. But the issue was running is that Windows Server and AMD, as it turns out, gaming motherboards don't mix very well. You're not going to find chipset drivers for server um, stuff. And it ran into an issue where the it wouldn't install Ethernet drivers for the Ethernet port, so it wasn't recognizing an Ethernet port without actually hacking your Ethernet driver to force Windows into thinking that a Windows 10 driver is suitable for a Windows Server 2019 install. So I know that Intel now has this uses the Intel i725 driver for Ethernet, which is not which at that time didn't have Server 2019 drivers. Now there are Server 2019 drivers, but there are still some issues. So I end up uninstalling Server 2019, doing a clean slate, and actually now running Windows 10 as the server for pushing media throughout my house. And it works very well. Drivers install works fine. Just opening up certain ports, and then making sure that my router only allows 2 ports for within the house, and so that stuff is blocked up pretty well. But enough of that. I digress. So Forza Horizon 5 is releasing on, it says available November 5th on here. Officially releases November 9th. That's Tuesday for Forza Horizon 5. It is available on Game Pass. That is, though, the Forza Horizon 5 Standard Edition that is on Game Pass and available on November 9th. Me and my kid are big Forza fans. We have, well, I have all of the Forza Horizon software on the Xbox. The first Forza Horizon 2, excuse me, 3, 4, and now with Game Pass 5. But I bought actually Forza Horizon 4 Ultimate Edition. I did buy that because I loved Forza Horizon 3 so much, especially when the Hot Wheels expansion pack came out for Forza Horizon 3. That was so much fun. Absolutely fun that I ended up buying the Ultimate Edition, getting all of that expansions that came with that, and all of the add-ons and stuff. But the Hot Wheels expansion was so much fun with that. Um, I was trying to download Forza Horizon 3 because I wasn't getting Forza Horizon 4 working. Because I really wanted to play some Forza Horizon today. So with Forza Horizon 3, you had Blizzard Mountain, the expansion for that, as well as the Hot Wheels expansion. Um, Loved the Hot Wheel expansion more than the Blizzard Mountain expansion pack. So I end up picking up the Ultimate Edition for myself, and I actually bought it for my kid as well. Managed to get it on sale because Microsoft will have these sales every once in a while that you just got to keep an eye out for. And because of that, um, when Forza Horizon 4 was announced to be released, I immediately bought, without second thought, the Forza Horizon 4 Ultimate Edition. Again, with all the expansions that come out with that. And there were 2 expansions for that. You had the Thunder Island. Oh, Fortune Island. And then the Lego Speed Champions, which was pretty enjoyable. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. I enjoyed the with Horizon 3. I enjoyed actually the um, the Hot Wheels expansion more than I enjoyed the Legos. And I love Lego games. I have every single Lego game for the Xbox, every one of them. Even for the 360. There is one Lego game that was available for the 360 that is no longer available. Lego. God dang it. You can't get it anymore. You won't find it in the Microsoft Store. There's something issue with the licensing apparently. So it's not Lego Hobbit. Um, it's not Lego Lord of the Rings. But it is a game within that world that is only available for the Xbox 360. I have that. I never finished it, so I need to hook up my 360 and play through that to the end. I did not know that was not available until just, searching through some news about that. I'm so waiting for the Lego Star Wars 9 episode game that is due out. Supposed to come out this year. It's been delayed. It was supposed to come out now in around April timeframe, spring timeframe of 2022. I am looking forward to that. I did play through Lego Star Wars, all of them. Um, Rise, the Lego Star Wars 1, 2, 3, and as well as the 4, 5, 6, and the Lego Star Wars 7, 1, which is the Rise of Skywalker that they had that come out. Now I'm looking forward to um, the 9 part Lego Star Wars set that is due to come out, and I'm sure that they're going to give the previous versions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a good facelift. Um, to, of course, 4K, right? Because this is what gaming has kind of turned to nowadays, especially with the PS5 and the Series X and the Series S. It's 4K gaming. So looking forward to that. Um, but with Forza Horizon 5, when that was announced and when it became available for pre-order, no hesitation, I did pre-order again. They don't have it the Ultimate Edition. They're calling it the Premium Edition. So I guess Premium is now the new Ultimate. Even though last Forza Horizon 4 there was a Premium Edition, then an Ultimate Edition, but now no Ultimate, is just Premium. So the Premium gets all the expansion packs as well as all of the add-ons. Now with Forza Horizon 4, you did have the map pack that came out that helped you find all those barn finds and stuff like that. That is not coming out with Forza Horizon 4. I don't, at least not that I'm aware of, because there are no add-ons for the map pack. Um, there are car packs. Pre-orders are giving you, of course, extra cars. There is this Formula 5 Drift pack. And then you have these the Horizon 5 2 expansion packs. With the pre-order, you're getting a welcome pack. The welcome pack is going to include 5 special pre-tuned cars. Okay, a player house, a free house. Forza Horizon 4, you had to buy your house. Now you're getting one free house and a one-time grant to own any car from the game's auto show. One-time grant. And then 3 one-time grants for any common or rare clothing. Yeah, some people like this. One thing I don't like about Forza Horizon 4, the wheel spins, right? You get all the wheel spins, and you have the wheel spins where you have the single wheel, and then you have your super wheel spins where you have your 3 wheels to get you stuff. And I am not into the 97 million different versions of t-shirts, hats, emotes, slippers, or whatever that are out there, because it's like enough already. I've created my character. My character is clothed. I don't care about some freaking gold pants that I am never going to put on. Uh, um, I can do without the clothing. Give me the cars, right? Or give me the freaking money. Um, so the welcome pack is included with the premium edition and the premium add-ons bundle. You can get the add-ons bundle separately if so you can just get Forza Horizon 4, 5. You can just do the play the Game Pass stuff, get Forza Horizon 5, the base game on Game Pass, and then buy the premium stuff or the other add-on bundles separately to play with your Game Pass standard game. Um, treasure map. Oh, okay. Well, I take it back. So there is going to be a treasure map. So bonus boards and barn finds. Uh, Again, available for those who like that. Some of those bar finds are a little bit hard to find, and yeah, we all need a little help every once in a while. Um, so that'll be available. You have then the expansion bundle, which is going to contain two expansion packs, expansion 1 and expansion 2. Now, I don't know what the expansions are going to be looking like yet. I haven't seen anything where they've announced it. And then the premium edition is going to contain the car pass as well as VIP membership. So with the VIP membership, of course, that's your exclusive rewards. You know, you get your boost. You get 3 exclusive Forza Horizon Edition cars, the Crown Flare, vanity items, oh, hats, who cares? Emotes, yeah, whatever. Car horns, okay. Um, a gift player house, so thinking 2 houses. You get one with the welcome pack and then one with the VIP membership. And then, of course, you get double race rewards and the weekly bonus super wheel spins, and of course, more. So I do like the premium or what you call the ultimate editions. The Formula Drift Pack is going to be um, 8 Formula Drift cars. Okay. So if you are into drifting and stuff like that, or off-roading, this is going to be fun. You have, okay, there's the expansion 2, there's the car pass. Now the car pass is going to 42 extra cars, so 42 extra cars. So 34 new cars to your game, 1 per week. Then you're going to receive, oh, and then the 8 drift, the drift pack is part of the car pass. So you can just buy the car pass and get those 8 Formula drift cars with that. So that is that. Now, pre-orders. If you pre-order the base game, if you actually buy the base game, or if you pre-order the deluxe version, you're not going to be able to play it until November 9th, which is the release date for the game on Game Pass as well as on retail, right? So pre-ordering doesn't give you the deluxe edition or the standard game, doesn't give you any early access. If you want early access, you do have to pre-order the premium edition. This premium edition is available tomorrow for gameplay. So that's why I am playing the game today to get back in tune. I haven't played, Horizon 4 for a little bit of time because I have been playing other games, especially on the Xbox. Game Pass keeps you busy with all the games that are available on Game Pass. So there's always something new to try, and especially as if if you're a rewards point whore like I am, I'll admit it. I am a member of the Microsoft Rewards Point program. The rewards points, because the premium edition is $99. It's not cheap. Okay, you can probably get a couple of Big Macs for that. Big Macs aren't cheap anymore either, but it's not cheap. But I had enough reward points saved up that I was able to get myself a $100 Microsoft gift card that I turned around and then bought the Ultimate Edition. Now, I did have to pay a couple of extra bucks out of pocket, and that's because of taxes, right? And where I live, Washington State, sales taxes, scary, 8% at a bit, you know. So ended up paying a couple extra bucks out of pocket for the sales tax. I can live with that. I mean, shoot, for me, I still got the game for free because I do make use of my Microsoft reward points. I have the Microsoft Game Pass Ultimate, which gives you Game Pass on a PC as well as the Game Box as well as the Xbox. So and didn't not pay for that either. Um, been paying when Game Pass was first released. Of course, use reward points for that. And then when Game Pass Ultimate came out, upgraded Game Pass to Game Pass Ultimate because before then there was a separate one for Game Pass for PC and then Game Pass for Xbox. Then they came the Ultimate where they combined the two and upgraded to that, which then I have not paid for. I was able to buy Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for 3 years in advance using nothing but reward points. So now I have Game Pass Premium right now that runs through November of 2022. 2 years ago is when I started that. And when it comes around to next year, I don't plan on I plan on just using my reward points for continuing my Game Pass Ultimate. I do my searches using Bing. I do my dailies on Bing. If you do your your Bing dailies on your PC, it's 150 points. If you use Bing searches on Microsoft Edge, that's an additional 20 points. So that's already 170 points daily, every day to do uh, reward points. And then if you do Bing searches on your phone, that's another 100 points you can get daily on your phone for a total of 270 points daily, just reward points, just using Bing search. And it's easy to do. It just takes me a couple of minutes. I do that every day, usually at the very start. Bing, 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 get my points. I do my dailies as well because there are dailies, and doing those dailies will also tie in with the Xbox Reward Points program. So usually end up getting an extra 30, 80, 90 reward points doing those daily sets or which turn into weekly sets. And then Xbox Reward Points program, they'll have, the weekly treasure hunt. That's an additional 100 reward points. They'll have your monthly reward points program, which is another 2,000 reward points on top of everything else. And then if you buy stuff off the Microsoft Store, you're going to get reward points for your purchases, right? So all of that stuff just kind of adds up. And I keep telling my wife and my kid, do your reward points because why pay for Game Pass when you can just use your reward points? So I bought the Forza Horizon 5 Premium using my Microsoft reward points. Still had enough left over that I cashed in for another $100 Microsoft reward card because my kid, again, he loves Forza. So wanted to get him the pre-order for the Forza Horizon 5. Um, Unbeknownst to me, I was not aware, you cannot gift a pre-order through the Microsoft Store. Pre-orders are only done for you as an individual. So for pre-orders, you cannot gift that. So I bought a $100 reward card that's kind of sitting there. So I'm hoping that tomorrow, when the Forza Horizon 5 Premium Edition is available to play for those pre-orders, I can go ahead and then get him pre-ordered for the Ultimate Edition. Otherwise, I'm stuck having to wait till the 9th, Tuesday, to order him the Ultimate Edition for his self to play around with. Now, the good thing about Forza Horizon 5 is that it is play anywhere. If you have it for the Xbox, you have it for the PC. If you have it for the PC, you have it for the Xbox. It's play anywhere. It syncs. Your saves sync between the PC and the Xbox. You play on the Xbox and you want to go ahead and play on the PC, it'll sync up with your game save from the Xbox and vice versa. So while I'm playing on the PC, my kid can hop on the Xbox that has my account because the game is tied to my account, and with him being on the Xbox that is my home Xbox allows him to play Forza Horizon 5 Ultimate until he can get it for his own account. He does have an Xbox in his room. He has Xbox One that's in his room. Or do I still have the? No, I'm no. I think he still has. Yeah, he has the Xbox One S in his room. I did have the Xbox One X in the living room before I bought the Series X. That's One X is now in mine and my wife's bedroom to replace the original Xbox One that we had in there because before that we had the 360. So the living room Series X, the Xbox One X in our bedroom, and then in our my son's bedroom, the One S. Um, so he's excited. He does love the Forza series games. I enjoy the Forza series games. I do enjoy the Horizon more than I do the Motorsport. Forza Motorsport. I do have Motorsport 5, 6, and 7. Um, Motorsport 7 was pulled from the Microsoft Store back in September. So if you didn't buy it before it was pulled from the store back in September, it is no longer available for sale. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a licensing thing or what, but if you did buy it before then, you now have, of course, you're still able to download it because it's still there for you to download. But for any future buyers, you're not going to find it in the store. It's only going to show up in your library. So we do have the Ultimate Edition for the Forza Motorsport 7. And he plays it on the PC. He alternates between Horizon and then Motorsport. I lean more towards Horizon than I do the Motorsport because the Horizon is just, to me, is Motorsport fun factor, right? You can run over stuff and crap like that, no issues. Motorsport is more for your serious sim folks, who enjoy all that tweaking and all that stuff. Me, I am not much of a tweaker or anything like that. I just want to drive and have fun. So, excuse me. With that, today, um, because I am used to playing on a controller, I will. Now I do have a steering wheel. We do have a steering wheel. It's a Thrustmaster steering wheel, force feedback, that we do utilize for the racing. My kid will alternate between keyboard and the steering wheel. I do not use the keyboard for Forza on a PC. I do use my controller because again, I'm so used to the controller. I will use the wheel every once in a while, and maybe I might break out the wheel today. Definitely will break out the wheel for Forza Horizon 5 to see how that plays. But I'm a pretty good driver. I have a very clean driving record. We spent 7 years in Germany. I am retired military. My wife is retired military. We spent 7 years in Germany. You do drive the Autobahn, and we lived up in Frankfurt area, and I did have a job down in Kaiserslautern, K-Town, that I would have to drive back and forth between Frankfurt and Kaiserslautern um, daily, taking Autobahn 6. In certain portions of Autobahn 6, there at least back then there were no speed limits. It was open speed. We have a 2004 BMW 330 that we bought brand new over there, and it's a 330 Ci convertible. Um, I kind of wanted to go to the M3 because there was a color called Laguna Seca Blue that was available for the 2004 M3. Beautiful. Oh my God. Beautiful blue. Not a dark blue. God, it was just a beautiful looking blue. But we ended up going with the 330 convertible um, um, in a steel blue. Did like the blue. We like blue. Um, but oh, that Laguna. If they had a Laguna Seco blue available for the convertible, I would have gotten it because that was just a gorgeous, beautiful color. Beautiful color. But I have opened up that BMW, on Autobahn 6 and white knuckles, right? And Autobahn 6 does have straightaway stretches, and it is very fun to whoosh straight down there, full, you know, pedal to the metal. And heart does pound a little bit when you get up there. You see that speedometer start going into triple digits, and start keep going. So it's not something I'm not unfamiliar with. I just find that playing a racing game using a steering wheel takes some getting used to, because that force feedback, yeah, it's a yanker. So it's just a matter of getting used to it, and it's a little bit uncomfortable when you have it mounted on a desk anyway. Um, I don't. The room here is not really made for um, having a racing rig set up that you'll see some other broadcasters have a nice steel racing rig with a big bucket seat and monitors up there. Don't have that. Would like to. Maybe when my kid finishes high school and moves up, I can take over his room and get something set up that way. Maybe. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I do play mainly with a controller. This is the series, the series. This is the Elite controller, the first one that came out, Elite Controller 1, you call it now, but back then it was just the Microsoft Elite controller. I do have the paddles off the back removed and stuff like that. I really don't use those too much. I don't. I don't manually shift cars I the 330 that we have is an SMG. It's a sequential manual gear shift. It is not an automatic per se, like an automatic with Steptronic, which is different. It is a manual that allows you to drive in automatic mode. Otherwise, it is a straight up manual. It has the pedals on the steering wheel, no clutch. It is an automatic clutch, but it is still manual. The car will default to manual unless you put it into automatic mode. So pedal, is six gear sequential manual gear shift. The Steptronics that you'll see are the automatics, right? It is an automatic that will allow you to maybe pretend it's a manual, but it is at the end of the day still an automatic. But the SMG here is a manual, and I will drive in manual mode quite a few times because they, again, like you say, we live out in the boonies. It's county highway mostly to get to anywhere. So, and plus there are some nice little curves, and I like to, gear down, take those tight corners, because that the convertible is a little bit low to the ground, running some nice Z tires on there. It does have some good grip and good manual cornering. It does have some good cornering because you can feel it. It just grips that corner. But when I play I play usually manual mode, and again using a controller. I did not upgrade this to the Series 2 Elite when that was released. I've not had any issue whatsoever with drift. You'll hear the stories of the um, with drifting with the um, oh my goodness, controller drift. Um, I've not had that issue on here. None whatsoever. I don't bang. I don't mash my controllers. I do take care of. I take better care of my gaming hardware than really I do with most of my other stuff. Um, but with the Series 2, unfortunately, in the Series 2 it doesn't have the share button on there either, because it did come out, I mean, a couple of months before the Series X and Series S came out. And you would have thought that as they were planning that, the share function with the Series X, Series S, and with the Xbox software, that, you would have put a share button on the Elite 2 controller, but there is no share button. Not that I do much sharing. I did back when Mixer and then Beam before that was available and you could stream directly from the Xbox, did use that. Sadly, very sadly, there is no more Mixer. Because that was great. Forza Horizon 4, you watch a stream for a couple of hours and you would get these daily rewards. You get your reputation score increased, right? When so My reputation is up there in the 220, 30s up there for Forza Horizon 4. And then you had your mixer pots, right? So with did play for a while Sea of Thieves, and with mixer pots, especially when they had E3 and all that stuff, you watched E3 using mixer, you ended up getting these mixer pots which contained all of these rewards that you can use in your games, like Sea of Thieves, ship hulls, flags, all that other stuff. You'll have that now with Twitch. Well, you have drops that will now go with like Sea of Thieves. ESO is running drops right now for them through, I believe, the 9th, right? So And I guess that's in preparation for update 32 that is coming out um, for the next expansion of the Blackwood chapter. So if you're into ESO, just hop onto an ESO stream and you'll be able to, if you watch for an hour on a drop enabled stream, you'll get a drop, an Oboros crate drop for ESO, which mostly got, uh, you know, poisons and crap like that. Um, there is that once in a golden opportunity lifetime to get a fifth card that may contain something nice. May, may, may being the key word. I'm not big into loot crates and stuff like that. I don't really buy that stuff. I do have an ESO online subscription for the Xbox, which sadly does not goes over to the PC. So if I wanted to play PC ESO and I wanted to have an infinite crafting bag, I would have to buy a separate ESO online subscription, which it's insane. I would love to be able to use my Microsoft reward points and then buy a subscription that way, but you cannot gift ESO online subscriptions. Pain in the ass. So yeah, and I'm looking at possibly canceling my ESO online for the Xbox right now anyway, because I have within the past couple of months not played ESO like I did. I think I might have burned myself out with that Blackwood chapter where I was just playing it. I took a week off of when Blackwood was released back in, was it June? Yeah, it was in June. I took a week off for just of work, just to play the expansion, the Blackwood expansion, and it was nonstop. Blackwood on the Xbox, and got all the questing done, all of the sightseeing and all that stuff. Got all of that done. And I think I might have burned myself out a little bit with that. I should have just taken my time. But so I recently have not been playing ESO as much as I have in the past. I have been playing other games. Game Pass, like I said earlier, is just it keeps you busy. Um, but Forza Horizon 4 Ultimate. Let's see if we can get this up and running. Watch it now not work. Oh, there we go. It works. Okay, I might be having some issue with the game audio. I swear. Yeah, now I don't hear the audio. Bear with me a second. I apologize. Yeah, so there is that audio sources. Why is this? Nope, that's still not working. Okay. Um, God, I had this thing working yesterday. Spent so much time figuring this crap out. Oh, maybe if I turn the volume up. So let's try. Yeah, buddy. Did that work? No, still don't hear any audio. Oh, there it goes. God, man. I am sorry. Forza Horizon 4 in 4K on a Series X, on a big 4K screen is absolutely gorgeous. I just love this. The reflections, and I'm super excited for Forza Horizon 5 to see how that's going to look on the Series X, because that ray tracing that they've got set up in there. I'm sure if you've seen, turn that down just a little bit. So I'm sure you've seen what is the way this is the previews, and you might have seen possibly some of the early gameplays that some streamers were fortunate, those bastards, they were fortunate enough to get their hands on to play Forza Horizon 5 in advance. Those were just gorgeous, and I'm excited to see what this is going to look like actually in person. At 4K 60, right? Oh my goodness. I cannot wait for Xbox to enable Twitch streaming directly from the Xbox, to be released to everybody, because right now it's available only in an alpha build of the Xbox operating system. I am on the Xbox Insider program, but I am on the beta. Um, eh, Beta build, and not I don't have the ability, I don't have alpha selection offered to me, so I'm not able at this time to stream directly from the Xbox, but I am looking forward to that when that becomes available, and doing that. So again, using my controller. 1440p. One 44 frames per second. I mean, if you're gonna have this hardware, why not? I only wish my streaming could allow me to upload these in 1440p right now, because again, I am on DSL. I am limited to what my upload streams are, and it's my upload. I'm 50 megabit download, but I'm 10 megabit in upload. So yeah, I'm probably streaming at 720p 60, right? I mean, I could do 1080p 30, but yeah. So let me save that. Okay. Okay. My radio, I usually keep my radio station tuned to only one station, and that's Horizon Pulse. I like that music better than some of the other radio stations that are out there. I'm curious um, what you folks listen to. For me, Horizon Pulse. I would like to know what kind of radio stations are going to be, if they're going to keep the same radio stations with Horizon 5 like they did with 4 and like they did with 3. Because with 3 I was on Pulse and I stayed with Pulse on Horizon 4. I have found some good music that I listen to that I've actually added to my Spotify list, like the group Church. Alternative rock. I have them on my rotation, on my Spotify rotation for when I was commuting back and forth to work. It was on my drive rotation, right? So I do have a drive playlist set up. And a few other groups that I kind of listen to. This song is on my Spotify list. It is by Odessa. Actually, a nice song. And it's a good drive. Playing this, right? And actually driving while this song is playing in my BMW. Yeah. And on the open country road. Yeah, you got that freaking roof down, that sun shining on you. Yeah, it's awesome. Let's go ahead and do the benchmark mode, see how that works. Give you an idea. Let's see what my system here is capable of. When I was building upgrading my server, and I bought the 5800X, I was toying with swapping out my 3800X with the 5800X for my PC because I am running an X570 motherboard. It is capable of running the 5000 series AMD Ryzen processors. My BIOS is updated to do that. Um, but I did opt instead to actually stick it in the server um, because most of the stuff I do really is not really CPU intensive, it's graphic intensive, right? It's GPU. And the 5700 XT is, yes, it's last gen. You have the 6800 series out now, but the 60s. I mean, graphics card prices nowadays, it's freaking ridiculous. How much? It's. I mean. Nvidia is gone back to selling 1660, right? They're digging back years and pulling out crap they didn't sell and now reselling, and you're paying $500 to $600 for technology that is so old because nobody can get their hands on the new stuff. The 3000 series NVIDIA, the 6000 series Radeons. The Intel is coming out now with their own GPUs, the Arc series, and the pricing that they've announced for that is insane. Wow, that's loud. Let me turn that down a little bit. Turn that audio down. We'll put down -30. Let's see how that goes. That sounds good. That sounds a little better. But the pricing, I mean, you want to get the high end Arc is almost $1,000 for And then the arc to compete, I guess, with the the maybe the 30, 60, 30, 70 series, you're looking at between $600 to $700, and it's 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 ridiculous. It is insane how expensive. Oh my God, that is just a gorgeous. I'm looking at my monitor here, and it's just so gorgeous. Even at 1440p, it is gorgeous. So now, if I can only drive like this in game, I do not hug those arrows very well. But I do, yeah. I mean, I do win some races. But okay, so 5700 XT, 3800X, 8 core. So we are running 6 gig of memory there. 1440p at 1440 hertz. So target 144, and we are achieving 124 frames per second. Um, and that's probably because I'm streaming here at the same time. Benchmark is inaccurate. Please avoid performing other tasks during benchmark mode. So, I mean, that's still pretty good. 124 frames per second. It beats 60 frames per second. And though it is not at my, my monitor refresh rate, my monitors are, I'm gaming on 27-inch. I have dual MSI optics gaming monitors at 1440p, both of them 1440p, both of them 144 refresh rates, and they're curved. So my monitors are curved. I run my desktop in a expanded mode or extended desktop extended mode. But I do my gameplay, instead of having my gameplay spread across both monitors, which you can set up within the driver Adrenaline software. I just do my gameplay on one monitor because you do have there is still a dividing line that goes down when that game is extended out to both monitors. There is that dividing line, and it's kind of hard with that little black streak going right down the middle there. So I keep my gaming to one monitor, and then my other stuff, I have another window open for other stuff I do want to do. Okay, so we'll continue. Game will now restart. And here we go. This is our computer room within the house. It's a 3-bedroom home. So we have one bedroom for the wife and I, one bedroom for our son, and then this room here, we just turned into the computer room. We have an Amazon Echo device in here. It is set, this room is called computer room. And so the lights are hue lights. So, we just turn off the lights using the Echo device, saying, hey, Amazon device, turn on game room. Oh, sorry, not game room, but turn on computer room. It gets warm in here. As you can imagine, it does get warm in here because I am running 4 computers in here. 4. Kids, my wife's, myself, and the server. I don't really have any place else to put the server. It is a large case. It's all of us are renting Fantex cases. I have a Fantex 500. My wife is running a Fantex 500. My son is running a Fantex. God, I can't remember what that is. It's the same case that I am running for the server. It has room for 11 hard drives going right down the very front, the side there, and room for three SSDs. It has room in there for one ATX motherboard in addition to one micro ITX or one mini ITX motherboard. You could run a dual system. This case is made for a dual system. And Fantex actually has a power supply unit that is made specifically for running a dual system within the case. Now, I am not doing that with his computer, nor have I done that with the server. It was a little bit, I think, unnecessary. But it is a huge case. So I am not running 11 hard drives in my server. I do have 3 SSDs. I'm running also an NVMe 4.0, so PCIe 4.0 NVMe, as well as on my son. So he's running his motherboard at pure 4.0 because his graphics card is a 4.0. 3060 Ti is 4.0. His NVMe Rocket, Sabrent Rocket, is a 4.0. So his PCIe is running at that 4.0 setting. My 5700 XT, unfortunately, is 3.0. And my NVMe drive is a Sabrent as well, 500 gig Sabrent. But unfortunately, because my graphics card is 3.0, my motherboard is running at 3.0 and not the full 4.0 spec to get me the speed for the SSD. Now, my wife is running 4.0. The server does have a Sabrent NVMe which died, and it died after the warranty expired. I kept trying to register Sabrent. To get the extended warranty, you want to go to the Sabrent website and register your warranty. But the damn website is freaking broken. Sabrent, your website for registering products is broken. It does not work, which prevented the registering of my product to get the extended 1-year warranty so I could get my NVMe drive replaced. I'm irked about that. So now I had to use one of the SSDs as a boot drive. And I had an SSD, 1 terabyte SSD, Hynix, that I had bought specifically for my computer that is now being used as the boot drive for the server. So, I still have I'm running 2 SSD and then the NVMe. So, I have 2 NVMEs actually, 2 500 gig NVMEs. Not in RAID because there was no RAID boost, believe it or not, on the NVMEs. It actually was a performance hit. So one NVMe, the boot drive, then another 500 gig NVMe, and then I'm running a 1 terabyte SSD. So it's 2 terabytes. Sounds like a lot, but these games are large, right? Forza Horizon 4 Ultimate. It's over 99 gigs. Forza Horizon 3. You're getting all those expansions. You're looking at 79 to 90 gigs. Forza Horizon 5, that is pre-installed on my system. The Ultimate Edition. It's 122 gigs. Gears of War 5 I have installed. Oh my God, that's over 100 gigs. I have also installed a whole bunch of other games because I do have Steam installed, and ESO Online, which is installed even though I don't play it that much, it is still eating up space. So all these games that I have installed are just eating up space, and I'm running out of space where I have to really be real choosy of where I am saving my stuff. So I was counting on that 1 terabyte SSD to use as an upgrade for my computer, which now had to be used for the server. My server is running a 55 terabyte pool. Okay, I am running a drive pool that has an external case that is hooked up to USB 3.0. I actually bought it before I upgraded the server. So it's 55 terabytes in total for the media pool. And then I run the other SSDs as like a cache drive and a drive for downloading and expanding WinRAR files and stuff. Because again, like I said, I have sonar and radar as well as SAB that is installed on my stuff. So all that stuff, you know, just to ensure that the stuff gets done quickly, I have different drives doing different things. So still running at 1440p on a 5700 XT, nothing to cry about. I did want to upgrade to a 6800 XT, but unfortunately prices have just not come down, and I'm not looking to buy a used one because you don't know how hard, if it was used in a mining rig and with overclocking and BIOS changes and stuff like that, how hard that graphics card was pushed, right? So yeah, so I'm not taking that chance on buying a second-hand used graphics card, and I refuse to pay more than what I think a graphics card should cost. So no, I am not going to spend $700-800 on a 6800 XT or even more because it's ridiculous, the prices. So, and they're talking this stuff is going to continue into 2022, maybe even longer due to all these chip shortages. And it's, yeah, first world problems. There are other serious problems that we have as a world than this, but still, it's the whole supply thing is just completely out of whack. Ships sitting out at a port, waiting to be offloaded. Stuff sitting at a port, waiting to be transported. A shortage of commercial truck drivers because nobody wants to drive the ridiculous hours and the distances anymore. For the amount of pay that is, I guess, done. People, COVID has really done a 180 for how we as, if we'll call it a first world society live. Everything's flip-flop, right? What we always thought was the norm is no longer the norm. People don't want to be, commuting and driving and being on the road all the time. We want to spend time at home. We want to have a life outside of work. We don't work. We don't live to work. We want to have a life. We want to work. You gotta work because you gotta. How else are you gonna get money, right? But you don't live to work. You want to be able to, roof, food, clothes, right? Take care of those bare essentials, and then hopefully set aside something for retirement for the future. But now, people, hey, I like working from home. And so this is where we have gone. I mean, even schools, right? School bus drivers. No, it's so nobody you can't find school bus drivers. Some some counties and some states are paying people to drive their kids to school every day because they don't have enough drivers. Here, we fortunately we still have a bus that comes by our route to pick my kid up for school. Yeah, I could take him to school every day, but it is gas that is being used. I do have I bought a hybrid back in 2019. It's a 2020 Kia Optima hybrid. Um, I bought it because, I love my BMW, but it is pushing 24, 25 miles to the gallon. And when gas is costing upwards of over, 3.80 to $4 a gallon for regular, and in some other states it's even higher than that. Um, you know, I, okay, we need to start looking at maybe a more fuel efficient car. I still own the BMW. My wife, she has a car that she uses. It's also a hybrid. It's a Kia Niro hybrid, a 2019 that we bought. She gets about 40 miles to the gallon, 41, 42 miles to the gallon. My Kia Optima is drawing about 41 miles to the gallon. So that has what used to be with my BMW when commuting back and forth to work was refilling that tank every once a week at 50 $55 a pop a tank. I'm now just refilling it my tank when I was working every 2 weeks, which was nice because that was extra money in the pocket, which ended up going to food because food costs have increased, right? The meat, oh my God, meat prices. It's you used to be able to afford to buy meat. Now it's a luxury. To buy a steak is a luxury. Ground beef, used to be able to buy 93% lean, whatever, 90% lean. Oh my God, that stuff now, $5, $6 a pound. Now you're going down to 80% lean, and even those prices aren't cheap. So always on the constant lookout for sales at like my local Safeway here. Running that Safeway app. What's the deal of the week? What's the not Black Friday? What's the Friday sales? Every once in a while, you might get lucky on ground beef sales. The commissary on the installation, because we are retired military, we have commissary privileges. Um, every once in a while, I'll get lucky. They'll have ground beef, 80%, but at 99 cents a pound. So, and I'll grab a couple of 10-pound chubs, right? We do go through the ground beef in this house, a lot because we are we're carnivores, and to live a pure vegetarian diet costs just as much, if not more, than including meat in the diet. So trying to live healthy, mm, that's getting hard to do too. So I don't buy into the organic stuff. I think a lot of it is kind of hype. Um, because I find that just regular vegetables like regular lettuce compared to organic lettuce um, is fine. And then I mean organic bananas versus regular bananas, right? I mean, it's a banana. Um, I don't really see the difference, and I don't notice the taste difference at all in an organic banana versus a regular banana. Um, but then bananas don't taste like they used to anymore either, because the banana species of bananas now are different than the bananas that I had when I was growing up. Um, the species of banana that we had when I was a kid. I was born in '63, so I grew up in my teenage years in the '70s. Right, I'm a '70s kid. Graduated high school in 1981. So though we had bananas that are a different species before they were wiped out with a banana blight. So there is a different species of banana that is used today, and that species is facing a blight as well, and which may end up being replaced with another different species of banana. But the bananas back then had a more, I want to say, banana-y taste. There were more rich taste to it, more creamier taste to it than the bananas nowadays. Bananas nowadays, yeah, there is a taste, but they're kind of a bland, almost a bland taste to me. They don't taste the same. So I don't really buy into the organic stuff. But okay, again, one thing leads to another, and we end up off topic. So turn my controller back on and start this. So again, tomorrow I will be live streaming Forza Horizon 5 because I do have that on pre-order, and looking forward to playing it. Um, I will be playing it with a controller, and I will give it a shot using the steering wheel. Got all the barn finds done. Ignore this car. This is just the last car I was playing with. Play Forza 5 starting November 5th with early access through Premium Edition. Download now. It is pre-downloaded on my computer. It is pre-downloaded on my Xbox Series X. I am ready to go. I am stoked for the weekend. Um, and yeah, so tomorrow. Ignore my head turning everywhere because, again, like I said, I got two monitors. The gaming is on my monitor as I'm facing this way, and my stream over here, I'm watching my stream over here on this monitor here. The camera is just right above the monitor here. It's a 2K camera, 1440p camera. Unfortunately, my upload bandwidth is what it is, so I'm not able to stream at 1440p. So if you see my head going like this, just understand why. Though I will tell you, there is no lag. I could technically just, oh, I take it back. There's a lag of a millisecond between the two monitors. So I won't be playing looking at my stream. Okay, so Chapter 1, Rose Tinted, own and drive any rally monster car. So chapter progress, not owned. Coming in 6 days. Because again, Forza Horizon 4 is in seasons. So you have the four seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. So current season is this. Next one, own and drive any retro hot hatch, which I do have. Then after that is own and drive the record-breaking 2011 Bugatti Veyron Supersport. I believe I have that one. I think I do have a Rally Monster car. Take a photo of any Nissan with Bamberg Castle. So, oh, just 1 second here. Sorry about that. I do have my house phone is tied into my Amazon Echo system to the house, so we can answer the phone through any Echo in the house. It is extremely annoying because almost all of the phone calls are telemarketers or scams, right? So if I if it comes if the Echo is telling me it's an unknown number or it gives me a phone number I don't recognize, I don't answer. If you're not in my frequent dialers list, I don't answer. My cell phone through AT&T is tied in also through my Amazon Echo devices. So if my cell phone rings, I'm able to answer that through my Amazon Echo devices throughout the house as well, without actually having to have my cell phone in my hand at that point in time. Yes, I am. I won't say I'm a tech whore. I do like tech gadgets. Um, I have been involved with computers for a very, very long time. When I was in high school, we had, and I was in, from 78 to 81, we had Apple II. And yes, we had an Apple II in a wooden case because that's how apples were done. You built your own apple and it was built in a wooden case. And we also had an Osborne 64K computer. So that's how I learned and got my hands on dirty with computers. Was back in high school, and then learned Apple Basic and programmed a blackjack game using Apple Basic on that Apple II computer. And then from there, joined the military. And then, it's around that time, that's when home computers kind of started really becoming a thing. Um, with, Apple and IBM, if you remember that 1984 commercial with the Apple commercial throwing the hammer throw at the screen of all the IBM wannabe stuff. Did not own a Apple, did not own an IBM. I actually went from there to a VIC 20, Commodore VIC 20, for those of you who remember that. And then, which was a cartridge-based computer. And then from there, went to a Commodore 64. For those of you who remember that, bought a Commodore 64 and bought the external disk drive, the C1541 5 1/4 inch external floppy that came with that. Living high in the hog back then, and connected to the what the internet was back then, but bulletin boards and stuff like that, using a 300 baud modem. Yes, 300 bauds per second. Through CompuServe, for those of you who might remember CompuServe. And you were paying not a standard monthly fee. You were paying by the time you spent online. So it was not unusual to have a CompuServe bill that was a couple $100 a month because of the amount of time spent online. It was a different thing back then. Bulletin boards was a thing, and then programming the Commodore 64. You used to have these magazines for the Commodore that come out every month, and they would have programs within the magazine that you would spend hours programming into your 64 without a compiler. You would just be typing in these codes and crossing your fingers that everything was correct when you ran the code, because otherwise you had to be going back through line by line, see where you made that mistake. But that's how you played your games. And then, of course, buying the games on floppy disk, burger time. And then downloading those games through the BBSs, your bulletin board services. And then from the Commodore 64, I went to the Amiga. Um, I was, it was back then. You had the Apple came out with Apple Lisa, I think it was the Apple Lisa, because there was a 16K color monitor. Um, no, not 16K. Um, 16 color? Yeah, because color started coming in that around the time. Because back then, you deal a lot with monochrome. And so I went to the Amiga. You had the ability, maybe it was 16,000 colors. You had the ability to do 16,000 colors. Um, uh, and it was a toss up between the Apple, and I believe it was the Lisa, um, and the Amiga. And I went with the Amiga because it was more of a gaming computer than the Apple was. Um, so I picked up an Amiga. Back then it was just called an Amiga. It wasn't until the Amiga 2000 came out that the original Amiga became the Amiga 1000. And then they came out then with the Amiga 500. So the original Amiga I bought from Commodore was 512K of RAM, which was big back then. And you had the Amiga monitor. Of course, you had internal floppy disk drive, a 3.5 inch floppy disk drive, and you're running Amiga DOS. And you would, of course, all your installs were done using floppy disks. Fortunately, Amiga DOS was maybe three, four of the floppy disks to install Amiga DOS and Amiga DOS updates as they came out. And back then, it was a big deal. It really was a big deal for Amiga DOS because of multitasking. That became a big deal back then. Multitasking, having multiple, and that's how the Amiga was demoed. They'd have these different windows um, running different programs. You'd have the bouncing ball and some other stuff going on. And it would show the multitasking capability of the Motorola, I believe it was the 68,000 chip that was powering the Amiga. I still have it. I still have my original Amiga. It's in the garage along with the monitor. And so I was 512K of RAM. And then I bought an expansion kit, and it was one of those do-it-yourself things, right? You would have to take the Amiga apart, install an extra 1 meg of RAM. So you had a meg and a half of RAM, which back then was a lot of RAM. It was a lot. And uninstalled the floppy drive and installed a 5 MB hard drive. That was a lot of hard drive space back then. It was a lot. Because you got to remember, floppy disk drives aren't big. Um, and then from the 5 MB, upgraded that to, I believe it was a 20 MB hard drive. So that was the Amiga. But the most wonderful thing about the Amiga, yeah, it was great gameplay. It was great games. Bought the Three Stooges. It was fantastic because it utilized the original voices of the Three Stooges. So you're playing a Three Stooges game that had the original voices of the Three Stooges in the game. It wasn't synthesized voices. It was voices they took from their original movies and put it into the game. And so, granted, it wasn't a lot of different sayings, but it was still the original voices, and it was a fantastic game. I loved it. Because just hearing those Three Stooges, I grew up on Three Stooges. You used to watch them every Saturday morning. The Three Stooges and Laurel and Hardy. That's what I grew up on. That was comedy. And that is still comedy. It's comedy gold. Laurel and Hardy, can't be beat. You just can't beat Laurel and Hardy. Um, Now, some people will argue the Marx Brothers. I'm not a big Marx Brothers fan. Um, More into Three Stooges. Three Stooges was a lot of slapstick. That's the Three Stooges, slapsticks. You idiot! All that good stuff. And Larry Curly Moe, and you had Shemp in there. Um, and Laurel and Hardy was visual. It wasn't slapstick like Three Stooges. It was very visual. Stan Laurel always played the straight guy. Oliver Hardy always played, was the the comedy of the thing. But it's amazing to find out that Stan Laurel was the main driving force behind Laurel and Hardy. He was the guy that did all the writing for that. So I just love Laurel and Hardy. And of course, there's Abbott and Costello. Some people argue Abbott and Costello is funny, and yes, they are funny. Who's on first? No, what's on second? I don't know who's on third. So they had some, you know, I just grew up on that old comedy, Gilligan's Island. That was every Saturday. Yeah, granted it was reruns, but Gilligan's Island was a big thing. So you had your Saturday morning cartoons. You had, of course, Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo, where are you? And this was the original Scooby Doo cartoon series. You had the Flintstones. The Flintstones started off as a primetime TV series on NBC before it became a Saturday morning staple. You had the Jetsons. And then other Saturday morning fare that came out. Then you always had a Saturday morning lineup on ABC. They would have like a Saturday morning power hour, the Saturday morning variety hour. They had the Bay City Rollers, Saturday night, Saturday night. They had their own variety show on Saturday mornings. Granted, that was their only really hit song. So how they ended up with a Saturday morning half-hour show for as long as they did is surprising. But you had live action TV series of ISIS, as well as Shazam, Captain Marvel. Um, so you had a female playing Isis. She was an archaeologist who found this amulet. She put this amulet on, and she'd say this, "Oh, mighty Isis, with your wings of power, lift me now, so I may fly higher," something like that. And then Shazam, um, uh, where this old guy and this young kid would be driving around in this van across the country, and this kid, of course, Shazam, he would turn into, um, back then, which is kind of confusing now, because back then Shazam was called Captain Marvel. And I don't know how Captain or when Captain Marvel became a separate thing, because I know Captain Marvel now is Marvel. Um, it's confusing. It is. But yeah, so there was that Saturday morning fair. How did we get on this topic? I don't know. But anyway, okay, we're looking for avid photographers. Okay, enter. So, seat of your pants. So, earn 2 lumberjack skills to get 20 Forza points. 18 hours remaining for that. Time remaining for 3 great skill chains. That's just me running over crap. And then seat of your pants, earn 3 awesome near miss skills. Forza shop, winter bonus, complete 7 daily challenges. Gone hunting. The trial is the only test you drive mode. Complete as a team against unbeatable reward avatars and win great rewards. So we're in winter season.
Welcome back, William.
You're welcome. Well, thank you. My Horizon life. Ba 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 bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Oh, so I do own the 2011 Bugatti Veyron Sport. Okay, my cars. Okay, so yeah, I think the car that I'm currently in is Subaru WRX STI, mainly because of the drifting and the cornering that this car is able to do. I will generally drive super sports cars, but I find the handling of them a little bit difficult around corners and stuff like that. Great for speed, but for cornering and handling, I kind of stick with these kind of cars. Um, barn finds. Am I missing? Oh, there is another barn find. This is the probably the one in Lego World, because there is a barn find in Lego World. I haven't finished Lego World, but there is a barn find out there, which is a Lego car. This Peel is hilarious. It's a funny looking car. That's your Mr. Bean car. For those of you familiar with Mr. Bean, I'm a great. My humor has been noted as to be dry. I have a dry sense of humor, and I and I owe that to growing up on British humor. I grew up watching a lot of PBS comedy, and all of that was actually British. You know, Monty Python, on the bus, and now Mr. Bean. Um, so and even Doctor Who. So that's how the comedy that I grew up is. Um, my humor is a little dry. It is on the sarcastic side. Um, I can take it as much as I dish it. Okay. I grew up also on the Rat Pack, which is Dean Martin and all those guys, and also on rest his soul on the Don Rickles. So the Dean Martin roast back in the day. Now, granted, watching some of those Dean Martin roast nowadays, it is a little cringe factor because there is that subtle um, racism that kind of goes on underneath there, right? I remember a roast they did on Nipsey Russell. Nipsey Russell, another great comedian. Um, he and Flip Wilson, another great comedian. You know, listening to some of those roasts, and it's hard to go back and say, oh yeah, it was a different time back then. You know, it's hard to justify that because I don't think there is any justification to it. But that's just the way it was. Like, you know, you watch All in the Family, and Lorne Green took a spotlight on how America was at that time and shone a light on it. And that's how we were. Archie Bunker was real Americana. He was a real person, not, you know, literally, but he represented a lot of that old Americana with Meathead, Mike, who, you know, representing that new 70s culture that was coming into play, the late 60s, 70s, that culture and that clash between the old and the new. But yeah, that during the 70s, it was. You watch those Dean Martin roasts now, and you watch them on YouTube, you're going to cringe, maybe, depending on who you are. Some of the stuff is, ooh, yeah, we got away with quite a lot. But I love Don Rickles. He will, he doesn't care who you are. Just rips right into you. And that's the kind of humor that I have. But again, like I say, I can take it as much as I can dish it. So that's kind of the humor I have. I'm not a big fan on car horns. Okay. It just doesn't. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sea of Thieves car horn. Yeah, that's not too bad. Um, going home. Hmm. I will admit, growing up, when I had my car in the late 70s, there, I had a Klaxon horn. Yahooga, yahooga. And those type of car horns were big back then. They were. Not so much nowadays, because you just, you know, people just kind of look at you like, what the hell's wrong with you? But back then, yeah, yeah. You know, you watch the old Dukes of Hazards, you know, with their car horn. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And you know, the old Dixie car horn type of deal. Yeah, that was a thing back then. Okay, I don't know why. Yeah, you could get with that. Oh, okay. The Last Post. It's an old military thing that used to play on a bugle. You know, back in the day. Um, a lot. these bugle calls have a lot of old military history behind them. I mean, back then, that's how you sounded morning call. That's how you sounded retreat to let everybody know, hey, gates of the fort are closing. You need to come back on in. Last post, usually that's, right before lights go out and stuff like that. That's just how the messages got across. Especially when you're on the trail riding, your bugle horns were your calls to pass on, okay, this is what we're going to do now. Okay, maybe I'll just stick with these ones. Okay, whatever. Ice cream van, come on, how is that locked for me? Ah, I think more of a fog horn than really a kraken. Let loose the kraken. Whatever, dudes. Okay. So I need to fix that one now. Since I really use K instead of a C. Oh, excuse me. So I do have um, different, I want to say call signs. That's how we used the term back in the day, was call signs. Different IDs now. On Twitch here, you'll see that I'm Commander Koenig. This is a tribute. I'm a sci-fi guy. I grew up watching sci-fi, Star Trek, the original, the original Star Trek, back when it was called Star Trek, not Star Trek, the original series. This is Star Trek, Captain Kirk, um, Dr. McCoy, Commander Spock. And so Star Trek was a favorite TV show of mine. But, when you're looking for user handles, a lot of those good names are used up. Plus, in some places they'll restrict you on copyrighted names. So you can't not going to get away with Captain Kirk. You're not going to get away with Mr. Spock. Because kind of when somebody says Mr. Spock, everybody knows. Everybody knows exactly who you're talking about. When people say Captain Kirk, everybody knows who you're talking about. Dr. McCoy, everybody knows who you're talking about. Now you say Dr. Spock, totally different guy, but they still might know who you're talking about because there was a child doctor, pediatrician, Dr. Spock. You're kind of limited by the names you could use for those that do copyright those things. One of the other shows that I did watch, the original Battlestar Galactica. There was the first season, it's called Battlestar Galactica, and then the second season, which they later called Galactica 1980. So I did like the original Battlestar Galactica. Loved the Vipers. And then there's another show that I really enjoyed, just as much as I enjoyed the Star Trek series. And when I say by Star Trek series, the third season is of what I like to refer to as the monkey season, because this is where things kind of went a little bit, I want to say off the rails, but it was the 60s, and to get ratings, you had to do certain things to draw in the viewership, right? So you got hippies in there now, and some will argue that Commander Chekhov or Lieutenant Chekhov or Ensign Chekhov back then was a thing based upon brought in because of the monkeys. The Monkees was a TV show that came out back then as well. And you had Davy Jones, you had Peter Tork, and you had Michael Nesmith. And so Davy Jones, popular, right? And you had the Davy Jones haircut. So there was the feeling, whether or not justified, that Ensign Chekhov was Star Trek's answer to the Monkees' Davy Jones. So how did I get on that topic? Oh, yeah, because of the third season. So anyway, not so much a third season. I mean, again, it's Star Trek. I enjoy Star Trek. I will watch the third season because there were some still good episodes, like the one episode where you had these two characters, half black, half white, right? But the difference is that, and there were only two of them, and the difference is one was black on the right side, and the other one was black on the left side, and then the white side being on opposite sides, and you look at them and you think, okay, what's the diff? But between them and this again was going off the culture at the time of race and relations and how it portrayed to the race movement, the equal opportunity movement that was going off there with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all that stuff going on there in the late 60s. So in the people in the Enterprise going, well, the two characters are going, it's obvious the difference, don't you? And everybody else is going, what's the difference? And it's like he's black on the wrong side, and it was like what? And yeah, and I forget the name of that episode, but that was a very good episode because that's what Star Trek did. It did shine a light on modern back then anyway, modern topics like the kiss between Captain Kirk and Lieutenant Uhura. It was intended to be a real kiss to be on TV, but the censors, things did have to go through a rating review board. It did have to go through a censor board. That stuff existed back then. And they didn't like that. No, that was too strong for primetime TV back then. That was just not allowed. So this is why Captain Kirk's and Lieutenant Uhura's head turn. So you see the back of, the head when he's given that kiss as to not actually show the kiss, but to give the impression that a kiss was happening, vis-a-vis instead of showing the actual kiss. And that was the show where like the bridge crew were on the planet where the gods, the Roman gods, I forget what the name of the episode was. Yeah, so Star Trek dealt with a lot of topics back then. So the first season was good. The second season was very, very good. I mean, you had great writers back then. DC Fontana in the works. And so they wrote some good episodes. And again, that third season, again, it's one of those things where you could take it or leave it. People do have their feelings about it. But one of the other shows that I do hold in high regard, along with Star Trek, is Space 1999. Two seasons. This is a show that was done by, there was, Jerry and Sylvia Anderson. They did a lot of the puppet shows. The Thunderbirds. If you ever watch, because now there is Australia, they had a new Thunderbird series that was computer animated, 5 seasons of those, based upon the original puppet marionettes of the Thunderbirds. And back then, the Thunderbirds were an hour marionette show, and he also had some. Jerry and Sylvia Anderson also did some other marionette shows, And you can see that some of the sound effects, some of the music, UFO. He also did the episode series called UFO. It was a live action thing, but it predated Space 1999. But you'll see that some of the sound effects, some of the sets, that especially on the UFO, and some of the music carried over into Space 1999. Now, Space 1999, Martin Landau, Barbara Bain, they were big back then because of Mission Impossible. They were a husband and wife team from the Mission Impossible TV show that was on prime time. I believe it was NBC. And then, so because they were big names, Martin Landau and Barbara Bain were big names back then. They were recruited to lend credence to the Space 1999 series that Jerry and Sylvia Anderson were creating. Um, and I loved that show. The first, again, like Star Trek. Now, it was only 2 seasons of Space 1999. Unfortunately, the first season, very cerebral. Some different characters. The sets different. The second season, kind of like with the third season of the original Star Trek, I won't say went off the rails, but they revamped it to hopefully to try to catch in those eyeballs. It went to the monster of the week format, right? So you had this metamorph, Maya, who played Catherine Shell, who came on board, and then you had another character, Tony Vincenza, who was brought on board. I forget the actor who played him. You kept some of the same actors. You still had Martin Landau, Commander John Koenig. You still had Barbara Bain, Dr. Helena Russell. You still had Nick Tate, Captain Alan Carter. And you still had, oh, I forget her name. See, that's what I loved about Space 1999 is that the show had such an ethnic mix. You had African American characters. You had Kano on the first season. I say African American, but this is a British show. A black person who played Kano. He was the computer guy, always interfacing between the computer and the command team. And you had this female. I want to say the bridge. It's not the bridge, but in the command center. She has kind of like an Asian makeup to her, but but she's not Asian. I want to say almost like an Indonesian type of thing. She, um, she was beautiful, um, a beautiful person, and I loved her character. She gave some depth to the show, and then some. You know, you had your other characters there, so supporting characters. But my Twitch handle, Commander Koenig, is straight from Space 1999, Season 1. Oh, shame on me. Shame on me, shame on me. I apologize. Season 1, Space 1999. You had Barry Morse, Professor Victor Bergman, a main character of that first season, who was killed off for the second season. A shame. The chemistry between him um, and Commander Koenig and Dr. Russell was good. Not just the characters, but you could see the chemistry between the actors. Martin Landau and Barbara Bain and Barry Morse, that chemistry felt real. You could feel that just by watching the show. And I loved that first season because again, like I say, it was cerebral. It was more brain matter science fiction. I won't say as Isaac Asimov along the lines, but it was there. It's one of those things that, it was not the monster of the week, but more of, could this happen type of deal. So that's where my Twitch handle is from. Oh, Gamer Red, man. Sorry. Hello there. Um, so that's where my Twitch handle is coming from. Is from there. So, and then yeah. So I just get distracted too easy. But anyway, what this whole stream about? So again, getting prepped tomorrow. Forza Horizon 5 release for those who pre-order the Ultimate Edition. I will be playing that tomorrow. I will be playing that. I do have it pre-ordered, um, and I'm looking forward to that. But I need to get myself back into the groove because it's been a while since I have played, Forza Horizon here. We are in winter season. Let's see if we can get some of the winter stuff done here, because there was the one for getting those 3 skills chains in a row. So Gamer Red, how you doing today? Again, appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me. I don't know if you have Forza Horizon 5 on your radar. Playing this on the PC, not on the Xbox. But I do have this, again on the Xbox as well. Let's see what we have available here. Horizon Life. I got a lot of wheel spins. DLC, okay. Hamina Hamina. More Forza Horizon 5 celebrations. Congratulations to our friends of Age of Empires on the release of Age of Empires 4. Oh my goodness, yes. Don't get me started on Age of Empires 4. Age of Empires 4. If you download that, you're looking at over 100 gigabytes just for download, just for Age of Empires 4. Insane. Um, I have Age of Empires 2 downloaded. That's 20 some odd gigs, but to go over 100 gigs for Age of Empires 4. And and I have to admit that's with the 4K pack, but that's insane for Age of Empires. Forza Horizon 5 Steam preload. It's really nice to see Microsoft getting involved in Steam and having these games rolled out in Steam like they did with Sea of Thieves. I did not know this was coming out on Steam, but it's going to be on Steam for those of you who don't like using the Xbox app or the Microsoft Store. Preload is now available on all platforms, including Steam. So, really look now. The preload and the game preloading playing tomorrow again is only for the premium edition. If you have the standard edition or if you have the deluxe edition, you are waiting till Tuesday, the 9th of November to play the game. Like I said earlier, I did pre-buy the premium edition. The premium edition. It used to be called the Ultimate Edition, now premium. Um, on this, and in the premium edition is $99, but I used my Microsoft reward points to buy the game. So I didn't really spend anything other than a couple of extra bucks to pay for the tax. Um, and I am looking forward to this pre-stream. Forza Horizon 5 controller Discord sweepstakes. You have until November 5th to enter the sweepstakes on our Forza Horizon. Oh, I did not know this. Forza Horizon 5, Forza Horizon, Forza official Discord server by reacting to the sweepstakes message in the sweepstakes channel with the designated emoji. Okay, I need to do that because I'm always in the game for a new controller. Especially, I'm curious to see what this controller looks like. Um, is it going to be sports car like? Is it going to be more of a drifter car type of deal? Yeah, I won't say I'm a controller whore, but I do have several Xbox Series X controllers that I have for my Series X. I have, of course, the original controller that came with the Series X, and I did buy that gorgeous blue and white controller that came out for the Series X as well. It has that share button on there, and I have to admit that the Microsoft has released some nice looking controllers. And I'm not talking just the ones that you can build yourself on the Microsoft Store, but as those standalones, they've had some nice looking controllers, like the Psychonauts controller that they released, that bizarre looking acid trippy dreamy type of controller that they had. And I'm going to have to look at this because I really want, and I have until tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So I'm going to do that. Premium 5 early access. So, United States, 12 a.m. Eastern time, which means tonight, 9 p.m. Pacific time. Really? Is that correct? Steam, North American Eastern time, 12 o'clock a.m. This is the 5th. This is premium the 5th. So if this is United States, 12 a.m. Eastern time on the 5th, this is going to be then tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific time. So I'm going to look tonight, and if it is, I'm going to stream tonight, 9 p.m. And it will probably be all night long, which means I may not get no sleep tonight. God knows I didn't get no sleep hardly any last night. Okay, I'm glad I looked at this news today. Forza Horizon 5 Station Spotlight, all drum and bass, all the time. Our friends at the Hospital Records are debuting their freshest cuts at Horizon Mexico. Okay, so there's one of the channels for Forza Horizon 5. I wonder if that channel is going to be called Hospital. Like I said, one of my main channels that I listen to in Forza is Forza Pulse. Loyalty rewards. Okay, so here are they are. Forza franchise veterans. Here are all the loyalty awards that await you on day one. 2013 Dodge SRT Viper. 2014 Lamborghini Huracan. 2016 Lamborghini Centenario. 2018 McLaren Senna. Ooh, these are some nice cars. 2013 McLaren P1. 2017 Ford GT. 2018 Porsche 911 GT2 RS. Playing each of these games before you start Forza Horizon 5 will unlock that car. Oh, so we need to play Forza Horizon 1, which I have on my Xbox. Forza Horizon 2, which I have on my Xbox. Forza Horizon 3, which I have on my Xbox. Forza Horizon 4, which I have on my Xbox and PC. I was downloading Forza Horizon 3 earlier on my PC because I was having issues with Forza Horizon 4, but now I did pause that download, so I will have to play it on the Xbox to get that before I even start Forza Horizon 5 tonight. I need to play each of these games. Forza Motorsport 5, which I have downloaded on my Xbox. Forza Motorsport 6, which is on my Xbox. Forza Motorsport 7, which I have on Motorsport, not Motorport, which I have on my Xbox as well, and I believe on my PC. If not, it's on my kid's PC. He has Forza Horizon 3 on his PC. So I can just jump on him under my profile, play FH3, and then get that before tonight. Okay, so going to be doing that. So if you're going to play FH5, please do these. Play, if you have access to these games, play them to get those cars. Forza Horizon 5 Station, the Horizon 5 Block Party has arrived. So we're going to have Block Party back. Mexico's Angelica Garcia is bringing a custom mix of regional favorites and greatest hits on Horizon XS. Okay, so that's a new station. Newest radio station brings classical distinction to the festival, Radio Turna. So that's okay. So I mean, we already have a classical station on FH4, so looks like it's just a renaming of the station. Station spotlights. Horizon Base Arena is heating up. Okay, we do have a base station on FH4. I wonder if that's just a rename. Scott Tyler has the playlist. So all of these are on Spotify. I need to add these to Spotify. Forza Horizon 5 Station Spotlight. Amy Simpson is back, and she's bringing the Horizon Pulse beats. So thank you. I like Horizon Pulse. I like the songs in Horizon Pulse. I mean, that's how I started listening to church. I am into that kind of that alternative rock. Where it's not heavy, it's not real, death metal or anything like that. To me, it's a little laid back and it's easy to drive in the game with that stuff playing in the background. Everybody has their own taste. That's where my taste leads. And I'm glad to see Amy Simpson is back. I do like her voice. Updated the force enforcement guidelines. Okay. So this is the news. Real excited. So it looks like tonight, 9 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Forza Horizon 5 here. I have no payouts. That's because it's all underneath my business payouts. I have a car. I now have a 2020 Chevrolet C8 Stingray, Corvette Stingray. Download. Thank you. I have now, again, because I have Forza Horizon 4 Ultimate, I get those weekly super wheel spins and wheel spins. Let's go ahead and do a wheel spin. Yeah, 160 super wheel spins remaining. I have a ton of regular wheel spins remaining as well. All right, Ford Escort. This is, again, I can do without the floral waistcoat. I am not going to be wearing a floral waistcoat with my character. 10,000 credits. Okay, whatever. Let's do another spin. You can skip the animations, but that's half the fun. It's like, being in Reno. I can do without the hat. A parka, again, whatever. 20,000 credits, bad spin. Checkered waistcoat. Okay. Killer Instinct theme. There's the Killer Instinct horn. Now we can go back and listen to what that sounds like. Teal slip-ons. Oh my God. I mean, okay. To each their own. I probably could live with the checkered waistcoat more than the floral. I mean, if I was driving a British car, let's do another one. If you give me a pair of those freaking tight leather pants, I will scream. Oh, come on, seriously. These are just wasted spins. Ooh. Donkervoot. GT Donkervoot. What is this, Swedish? Donkervoot. Donkervoot. GTO. 160,000 credits. That's not too bad. That's not shabby at all. I will live with that. I'm going to have to check that car out. That's got a very long front end, almost kind of reminiscent of an old style Rolls. Wow. Okay, that looks cool. This will be my last spin. I don't like leaving my wheel spin numbers off at like 157, some odd number like that. It's either going to be at a 5 or a 0. 300,000 credit. Okay, that I can live with. 150,000 credit. Nice. Okay, fine. Throw in a T. I don't care. But that's good money. 450,000 credit on that one spin alone. I can live with that. Nice. Get back to our message center. I have been gifted. Didn't we not just do that one? Oh, this is another super wheel spin. 400,000 and an 88 M5. To go along with my gray poupon. So 410,000 credit. Do you like my Beamers? $500,000. See, this is what I'm talking about. There are no motorcycles in this game, so why are you giving me pink biker treasures? Okay, the 500,000 credit more than makes up for the pink browser trousers. Pink biker trousers. I have been gifted a 2015 BMW i8. I already have an i8 in here. Not as much as a fun drive as I thought it was going to be. Maybe this one might be a little bit different. Okay, so how much is my business is done? 223,000. We'll delete that one. I got another 259,000 there. 282,000 there. 53,000 there. 62,000 here. And car files got me 64,000. Okay. How many Horizon wheel spins do I have? 539. You know, if there was a button that could allow you to just spin and just keep spinning and just automatically give me this stuff, I probably would do that. I can't imagine myself sitting here and just doing this wheel spin, only this wheel spin, 539 freaking times, along with the super wheel spins of 155 times. Um, it doesn't help that I actually don't, open this up on a weekly basis and spin them as they come up. I have letting this game sit for a while. Um, but I can't, I can't, my OCD will not let me leave this at 539. I can't. And shades, whatever. 15,000. And besides, I have to buy Bomberg Castle, and Bomberg Castle is expensive. I think it's 15 million for Bomberg Castle. Lotus Carlton 1990. Ooh, that's kind of ugly. I'm not a big fan of the 90s cars, the 90s style. It's kind of, it was getting out of that 80s blocky look into trying to be something that quite wasn't there yet. Not a fan. So a Vauxhall, Beanie. Okay, whatever. Ooh, I'm at 244 for the populator score, whatever that's called. 10,000. I'm going to leave this at 530 again because I have OCD. Oh, come on. And I am a member of the Dad's gaming club here for Forza Horizon, so I have that little Dad's thing next to my handle. What? You couldn't give me that Lamborghini? Okay, 130,000. Oh, and I still have one spin living. John Cooper Works 2009 Mini. Okay, that's not too bad. I will take that. Okay, so one cause. Call Master. Oh, I have a perk. Um, oh, I only have one reward available for this car. So I do have a lot. So Drift Destroyer unlocked. This one is the Dirt Monster. So that's 5 for that one. A natural drift and e-drifts are increased by 30. So I may do that one before I do this one. And then, of course, extra life. Each skill chain now takes 2 collisions to break, but that's 25 cost. Oof, that hurt my eyes. So let's see. Oh, I'm on a skill song. Waste no points. Not getting that much drift. Let's get back out in the dirt. The sand. Oh, okay. Didn't see those rocks there. Come on, get me out of there. Go, go, gadget wheels. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There, oop. Oh, I'm stuck. Am I really stuck? Okay. Um, Swap the car out, see if we can get out of the rocks there.
Well, I don't know about you, Horizon, but I was up and dancing to that one. I think we both deserve a
Hello,
win.
Amy.
How about a cookie for me and double skill scores for you? Deal. Look out for the next one here on Pulse.
Okay, so I got some extra perks. That's 2. Where's it on this car? Car mastery perks. So, car collection influence. I'm already at 200, level 244 influence. How about uh, cars E-drift and E-drift skill scores are 20%, but that's 3. This is going to be 1. I have 2 points. I'll unlock that. And that's 3. So I have 1 more. We'll do the skill multiplier up to level 6. And that gives opportunity for Pass Master and ultimate change skill change scores for there. I'm off-roading. Ugh, every time. I swear they put those trees there on purpose. I can't just drive straight somewhere. That tree has to be there. Super 7. Ultimate Air. I'm gonna go right to that house. It do that on purpose. It put that house there on purpose. Let's climb up this hill. I'm just throwing sparks. Rocks! Rocks! Oof! Oh, tree. I was not paying attention. Who is that? Native Babel and... Oh, oof! Oh, what did I do? Oh, picture mode. Yes, exit photo mode. This is one of my favorite ways to drive is like I'm staring out the windshield and seeing the hood. That's how I like to drive. I don't like third person so much. Oh, I discovered a road. Is this a board I already got, or is there a board there? Okay, gotta drive fast those rocks. This may be a board I already have. No, no, because then it would be... There it is. I don't understand how... There it goes. See, there's a board in this game that is sitting on top of some stacked pipes. And I have yet to figure out how to get... It's two large, you know, almost like sewer pipes. And it's stacked. There's two on the ground, one stacked on top of the two to kind of make like a pyramid. And a sign that is on top of that. But there's no way to get up there to take that sign down that I have been able to get to. I can't figure that one out. Because I do want to get the board mastery achievement done. And I can see there's a board up here, right here ahead, that needs me to knock it over. I'm going to hit a tree somewhere. Okay, there's a sign here. Oh, there it is. Done. So 125 out of the 150 for the influencer signs smashed. Another influencer sign. Oof, I don't know what I hit. Morning, Amy. It is, isn't it? Who puts trees in the middle of England? Oh, I thought it was a sign there. Almost. And there's a sign, there's a house in the woods somewhere that has a sign on top of it that I just cannot get into. I mean, I just can't take it out. Magic rocks? Is that what that's supposed to be? Oh, no, tree. Who puts these trees there? Up, 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 up. Oh! Get up there! Get up there! Come on! Oh, don't, not this one. Don't be stuck. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I am slowly, I can see myself slowly moving. Slowly, 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 slowly. Come on, come on, come on. I'm going, I have my gas pedal like I'm going forward, but looking at the plants, it looks like I'm actually going backwards. Can I get out of this? I feel like I'm moving. I'm moving. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Nice rainy day outside. Okay, I'm not getting anywhere with this. Cars. My cars. You are a Class 10 race car Forza Edition 2015 Lumicraft. Who are you made for? You made by Lumicraft? Oh, there. Oh, there. Okay, let's get into that one. It's the same car. Just one's the Forza edition. Clap your hands. Okay, another sign down. 127 out of 150. Avoid those rocks. Oh, sweet. Stupid rocks. Deer. Oh no, that's a sheep. Lammy lambs. Ooh, got plenty of influencer boards over here. Let's get to that one over here. Okay, so I mean, seriously, you'd have to have a rocket. I mean, how? Oh, there, that rock? Man, you gotta have some speed built up, I guess, huh? Who are you? Why is there a car just parked here?
The freshest chart hits. Played all across the festival. Only on Horizon Pulse.
You'd have to take this thing at an angle. Assuming you can even get up that. Let's see what happens. No, see, I got a rock behind me. Gotta have a lot of speed. And I gotta get it at the right angle. Hope I don't bounce all over the place too much. Oh! Ah! So I don't. I mean, this is a good. It's the snow and the slickness. I'm not going to be able to do this in the sports. I mean, this vehicle is close. It is close on this one. I am going to do this again. Maybe a little further back. Like maybe 100 miles. And then try to build up that speed. And then see. Hope nothing slows me down too much. Except for that thing there. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay. Screw you. I'm going home. Another board over here. This thing doesn't go very fast, though. Maybe if I had a faster... But it's got the good traction for it. Catch my uwu. Okay, somewhere around here. You're over here somewhere. You're on top of a building. Another one. Just, I mean, seriously, how are you supposed to get up there? I have no idea. There has to be something that just gives you a lift. It's not that. I go up a ladder? Nope, except I knocked it out. I knocked the ladder down. Okay, there's got to be something that crawls up the sides of buildings. Okay. There's a fast travel sign up there. Zoom, zoom. Oh, oh. Okay. Boom. Stay away from the thick trees. Oof. Take that tree. Take that tree. No, too thick right there. Take that tree. Take that tree. Too thick. In between. Thread the needle. I can take that tree, but not that tree. Oh, and this is that jump. This is that one place, that windmill jump for the stunt. Don't be on top of this building. If you are, you be in. Oh, hello. Ah, oh, damn. This was that stunt. Where you go up that road and you go through the. I believe it was, or was that a different place? That might have been a different windmill I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think it was. Because I'm not going to get much air on that one. Yep.
You know all those shows on the telly where people move away from the city to live here? Well, you can see why, can't you?
No? Bum, 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 bum. Let's try a different car. Let's try one of those new ones that I won. 300 owned cars. And nothing for me to drive. Alfa Romeos here in the States aren't really much to drive, really. Um, but they are fun to drive in Italy. I actually rented a Alfa Romeo out in Italy one time. And it was actually kind of fun to drive around in. So I don't know if there's a difference between an American or an Italian Alfa Romeo. I'm not a Audi Austin Healey. There's your 2018 Roadster. Hey, how many new cars? Hmm. Yeah, here's the other i8 2015. Which one was it that won? Was it 28? Was it the 2015? Might have been the 2015, because I believe the 2018 is the one. Yeah, because it's got that shiny stuff that so this might be the one here. Let's see how this one works. Bum 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 bum. Oh, duh. This is Lego World. Okay. Hmm. Doesn't feel like I'm doing 130.
Ah, look, a challenge card. Some cheeky driver must have left it here. But we're not going to let that stand, are we?
Okay, you have no grip whatsoever in snow. But of course, you're going to put that tree right there.
The challenge starts here. Unless you can think of a better one, of course.
Okay, I have no idea what this card says. Um, let's see what kind of a challenge we are being given. Shall we? Yes, let's. I don't know what Chinese. Jump farther than the target distance. Oh, this must be through the windmill. Okay. Once it gets on grass, this is where it gets difficult. Because the steering on that is difficult. Failed. What's the target distance? 9 miles? This car does have some good grip. Thousand feet. What? It doesn't tell you how far. You know, if you're not going to tell, you can't tell me how far. $149. School out in 2 minutes. See what happens if I do this in the BMW. But there's no ramp there. There's a fast travel sign. Wow, this thing does not stop on a dime. Where are you, fast travel sign? You better not be on top of the building. And you are. Okay. I am missing something. How in the heck? Is there like a plane you get in this game? I mean, how do you get out there? You drive inside the building and up the stairs? All right, let's go to Horizon backstage here. I don't think I've finished the backstage thing yet. No, tree. There's the Forza balloons. Okay, I'm missing. Here's backstage there. You see, you can't get away with this in Forza Motorsport. Horizon? Yeah. Knock yourself out. Oh no, this isn't. Okay. 364. I'm sorry. There's the backstage. Community vote. Vote ends. Ever say die? Didn't you say that? Hmm. Like that one. Uh, how many? I don't have any backstages. Backstage passes. AM Vulcan AMR, Lexus LFA. Of course, because that looks too cool. Won't you try? Dang. Okay. So oh, has it really been 3 hours? 3.5 hours? Okay. So I'm gonna take a break for right now. Um, is getting to be 2 o'clock in the afternoon my time. I do need to get dinner prepped. I'm gonna be making some zuppa toscana. I love that Olive Garden soup. Get that thrown into the Instapot. Put that bad boy on slow cook, high mode, and just let it cook. Mm-mm. And then while I'm doing that, I'm gonna be jumping on the Xbox, doing the Forza Horizon, Horizon 2, Horizon 3, because I want to play those before playing 5 to get those cars. Because as we remember, where's the mail? You have the message center. You have mail. So the news is okay. So like right here, okay, we need to be able to play these things on before starting Forza Horizon 5. It's going to unlock that car. So I need to play Horizon 1, 2, and 3, and not really play it, but open it up, drive for a minute, close it out, get into the next game. Motorsport 5, Motorsport 6, and Motorsport 7. Thank God I do have all of these loaded on the Xbox because I'm afraid of how long it would take to download. Because if Horizon 5 is released at 9, if it's released at midnight on the 5th Eastern time, that is going to it's going to be 9 p.m. the 4th Pacific time because we are 3 hours behind Eastern time here. West Coast 3 hours behind Eastern time. So definitely am looking forward to that. I don't know if my kid will stay up to see it. It is a school day tomorrow. Although he is a freshman in high school, in 9 o'clock, he's not too late. It is an early morning because, the bus does get around here around 6:10 a.m. For him to be ready to school at 7:30. I really kind of wish they would have started school an hour later because there's been all these surveys and studies done that, starting school later in the morning is more beneficial than it is starting it so damn early. Um, because school gets out at around 2 o'clock when it starts at 7:30, so why not start it at 8:30 to have it get out at 3 o'clock? You still got the afternoon. But yeah, hey, whatever. Nothing to do with the game. But anyway, he may stay up just to see kind of what it looks like. Uh, I definitely want to see it on the Series X. Again, hooked up to my 4K TV there. I want to see it in all its 4K glory. I will still be playing it on the PC because, again, streaming on the PC, I will be playing in 1440p. You're not going to be seeing any 4K on there. But still, I plan on it being gorgeous because I have a lot of expectations for FH5. So, yep, we'll close this one out for right now, and we'll see you folks later. Thanks.